everybody, welcome back to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Laura, we have Bunny next door. Now this hour we are doing our craft along, okay? So we are going to be looking at Wondrous Tidings is the collection we're going to be using. So you can see some of the samples here using the Wondrous Tidings collection. We do have the QR code there. The item number is on there as well. It's 250601. So you can type that in if you want to go over to the website and have a closer look at this collection. We have already launched it, so if you do want to go back and watch videos from the launch, you can do that if you want to see some things in more detail. But this is our craft along, so we want to answer any questions you might have. You know, we are going to be demoing, but we want to be, this is our more interactive show where we want to have any questions. If you want to ask us to, you know, will something work with it, if you want us to show you something different, if just anything at all. If you want Bunny to come in and say hello, so you can put a face to the name. Bunny saying if you want to bully me. Anything at all, that is this show. So we are here. So if you want to message in anything at all, then please feel free. Like I said, I am going to be demoing throughout the show anyway, but if you want to ask any questions or anything at all, then please do get in touch. Now I am using, for my card base, we don't have any of them out to it. These are what were they called? Bonnie's going to find out. But so you get these in 3 different shapes. You've got the square, the oval, or the square, the circle, and the diamond. Square, circle, and diamond. DL, that's what it was. Now you can use these in different ways. Okay, now the way I'm using them, so when you get these and you cut them out, you get your base, and then you have another die with the wording in. So how these work is these are separate dies that you can add in. So if you only want the wording at the top, you can leave these ones out, or maybe you want it on the side because you're going to cover this area, then you can have it there, or maybe you want it just on the sides, just on the top. You can mix and match these up. Okay, so you'll cut out your base, which is going to be the color that comes through, and then you've got the one on top with the wording in. Now I'm going to use these like this to make my card. So I've kind of got a frame that is my card base. Now you could cut these out like this and then pop it onto a card like that. So it's a frame for your card. So there's lots of different ways that you can actually use these. I've got another one here. Let's move that. So you can see that that's the circle. So you can use these. So think of those nesting dies that you have at home already that you can pop these in. You can pop those frames on top of them. And then I've got another one here with the DL shape as well. So you can see, because you've got the DL, the circle, and the square. And they come in a set as well. So you get all 3. These are the largest sizes in each one. And then you've got them going down into smaller increments as well. So just different ways of actually using these. I thought that was a stand-up one, but it's a, oh, it's a Tiny Lights one. Ah, you can kind of see it. It's very bright in here, but you get the idea. So, like I said, different ways of using them. Now, I'm going to use them like this as an individual frame, okay? So we're going to grab some glue. Not that one. This one. And we're going to glue this down. So I'm just going to add some glue around the edges of this. And the cardstock I am using is the Perfect Papers from the Winter's Light collection as well, because it does come with Perfect Papers as well. It is such a big collection as well. If you did miss it on launch, it is such a lovely collection, a large collection as well. You've got so much in there, and when you break them down, there's elements in there as well that I feel like you'd use all year round, not just for Christmas. Oh, there you go. Steph has come to the rescue. They're called seasonal sentiments. Thank you, Steph. See, now Bunny, she got there before you got on the website. I feel like you would lose this game. She's saying she knows, that's why she doesn't want to play. I think that would be a good game. And if all of the crafters win, then Bunny has to come on air and say hello to everybody, which she's not on board with doing, by the way. I feel like if you just did it once, you'd be fine. She wants to very quickly change the subject. Right, let's pop this one on there. So you've got 2 frames straight away. Now the lovely thing with this, I think especially at Christmas time, I feel like we craft the most at Christmas time. Now if you imagine, you could pop them together, pop another one there, and you could decorate these and have these as wall decorations. You could have that hanging like a frame, like a sign. You could even pop them like that, have another one there, put some of those florals on there, the foliage coming round. You could have a sign there. You know, we do so much decorating and things at Christmas as well. So it's not just your card making you can use these for. You can use them in lots of other ways as well. So we're going to glue the top bit of this. So just add some glue on here. Like that, and then that is going to give me my card. Now if you wanted to do something like this, but maybe you feel a bit worried about having that gap in the middle, pop a sheet of acetate in between those layers. So like the train one I just showed you, that has got a sheet of acetate in there, so you have got the train in the middle as well. So you can see that. But if you wanted to do one like this and you didn't want the gap, so like when I open this up now, we have got that lovely gap in the middle of there. But you could just pop some acetate on there if you wanted to help support it. Or you could add some vellum in there to give it almost like that frosty look, which I think would look really nice actually for Christmas time. Give it that snow frosted window look to that. So different options with that one. So now we've got the frame, we've got the card base. So now we're going to bring in some of our elements from Wondrous Tidings. So I'm going to add in the berries, which I absolutely love. You've got that foliage there with the berries on, the pine cones in there. You've got some feathers. They look absolutely amazing. And the lovely thing with this one is you get these in different colorways. You've got 3 different colorways with this one. I'm trying to see if I can, what one is that? You've got the, what I would say is like almost your traditional colorway with the reds. Then you've got your like frosted look, and then you've also got the one which is almost like more purpley, which would be this one, just so you can see. So you get, and these are the different, oh that one isn't the, there you go. So you get the almost like the curved design, you've got the larger spray there, and then you have the smaller corner element, and you get that in the 3 different colorways as well. So lovely, lovely dye that you can mix in, and it will easily, because you've got them in different sizes, you've got them in different colors, they will fit in anywhere you need them to fit in, which is absolutely amazing. Oh, we just had a message off Annie saying thank you for your demos and tips. Oh, thank you, Annie. But message us if there's something that you'd like to know or anything at all, or have you started your, we were asking in the earlier show if anybody has started their Christmas crafting yet, because me and Bunny feel like most people would have at least made one card yet by now, so we'll see. Right, now I'm going to add in this in that top corner as well. So this is that corner design on there. So we're going to pop that one there just to balance that out a bit. And then I'm going to put the glue on here, only because if I put the glue on there, I can guarantee you I've put it on the bit that doesn't just fit on there. So I find it easier just to put it on there, and then I can just place that where I need it to go. So I've got that there now, so I've got that balance. And now I'm going to come in with, I absolutely love these. They are so cute. Now I've got the two of them that come together in the collection. The artwork and the detail in the dies on these are just incredible. They look fluffy. They look so detailed. They are absolutely, I mean, look at the eye. It looks like you've gone in with glossy accents already. They are amazing. We're going to add these in. And I'm going to flip these because I want him to be there. And then we're going to add him up there. Okay, so let's add this one in first. So pop some of our pin flare on there. And then the other thing I've done, so I've cut him out. So that's exactly what that looks like, cut out with your die. I've done that again, and then I've gone in and just snipped some bits away because I'm going to add that on there just to add in some more dimension in him so he looks a bit more 3D. So let's just add some glue on there and pop him on. Oh, I just think they're so cute. Right, now I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to add some glue on the bottom. I'm going to pop that there. And then I've done the same thing, look. So I've got his wing and his scarf. And I'm going to pop that on there like that. Right, so I've done that, and now what I'm going to do is I've got, so you get all little decoupage pieces to all this foliage. Now, I wanted him there at the top, but obviously at the minute he just looks like he's kind of floating there. So I just need to ground him a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the decoupage pieces, but I'm not adding them on top of the image. I'm just going to kind of like make my own pattern up so I can just ground him into that foliage. So we're going to add in one of the pine cones. I'm going to add in some holly, and I'm going to add in some berries as well. So just lift that up. And then I'm going to do the same here. Just add that in there. Got some berries here that you can add in. And then I'm going to add this over the top. And then pop that there just to bring that bit out a little bit more. And then I've also got some bells. Actually, I think I'm going to leave them off. There, so we've built that up. We've got that there. Now, the lovely thing about these frames, if you are somebody like me I am terrible when I make a card, because what I do is I will make a card, get carried away with the composition and where I'm going to put things, make the card, and then I will look at it and think, I need to add a sentiment in. And the sentiment's always the last thing that goes on my cards. And then I have to kind of find a sentiment that kind of fits in with my composition or will fit into a gap or something. Whereas with these, the sentiment is built into the frame. So your sentiment is the first thing on there and you don't need to worry about it. So now we've got our card with the sentiment and we've got that there ready to go. I'm just moving everything. You can tell I'm crafting and there's stuff everywhere. But they look so pretty, don't they? So pretty. Right, I'm just going to answer a question. We've had a question of Chris, who has asked, you often have elements outside of the card shape, but how do you get envelopes to accommodate them? So for me, a lot of the time, sometimes I will have like the odd, like this one is coming off quite a lot. Sometimes I will only have like the odd one or two things that slightly stick out, like these. Can you see how it just comes out of that corner, or it just hangs over that circle, just to break that initial shape up? Like, I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I will. So for me, I tend to try and stick to doing it on a smaller card. Like that will fit into an 8x8 envelope. So for, like, if I had an 8x8 card, I wouldn't go over that. But then you could also put it into, you can also make a box for them, or you could, you know, you could make envelopes for them as well. You can make your own envelopes, and the lovely thing actually about if you did make your own envelopes, because we've got, you could use the background papers, so the free background papers that you get with the collection, you could use them to make the envelope, so the envelope matches the card that's inside. If you have your, you know, have a envelope maker to make your own envelopes. But yeah, so I tend to try and stay with a smaller card. I hope that makes sense. So like if I had a 6x6 card, you know, you can afford to have some things hanging off the edges and things, because then you can put it in an 8x8 envelope. So you've got that extra room each side. And you don't forget as well, if you are doing it and you are thinking about it, an 8x8, even an 8x8 card, the envelope is slightly bigger. You still have about that much of a gap in the card for an 8x8 envelope as well. So you've always got a little bit of room. So like I said, you know, like these ones where they're just slightly over the edge, you tend to be okay. But something like this, you know, I try and stay to do it on smaller cards, or like I said, you know, if you're doing special cards, maybe pop it into a box, or you can make your own envelopes, or just stick to doing, you know, this type of style on a smaller scale card, and then you've always got those larger envelopes then to pop them into. So that is our first demo. So I hope, Chris, I hope that answers that question for you. Thank you for messaging in. Should we do some samples, or should we just go straight on to another one? Right, let's just go through some of the design team samples to show you. So you've got a lovely one there from Sue, and you can see lots of elements in there. So you've got all of the foliage, you've got the card shape there as well from the collection, plus that lovely church scene with the people there, look, walking in to the church. Oh, I got another one here actually using that church as well. So you can see there. See, I think this is a lovely example as well of having the foliage, you know, when you have it coming off of the card. But again, this is not a large card shape either, so you definitely get this into, you know, if you pre-buy your envelopes, it will fit into an envelope for you. And then I've got another one here by Sue. I feel like because I've mentioned the off the card now, that's all I know. Everyone I'm picking up, everyone I'm picking up is off the card. But you can see this, and this one will fold down flat. So when you look at it that way, again, you can see you've got a couple of elements that just come off there. But look at him. You've got the lantern there as well that comes in the collection, which is amazing. And I'm just going to show you this one so you can see the main star of the collection is that 3D tree, which just looks absolutely amazing. So you've got all of the elements in there to build up this tree. You can see this one's got baubles on it. You do have elements in there to decorate it with. You have hanging baubles, you have lights in there to add these. Oh, this one's got tiny lights. Look. So you can add in all of these different elements as well. You've got the presents, you've got a sleigh, you've got reindeer in there, you've got the robin. I feel like you've got everything. You know, anything that you think of that's Christmassy is covered. So you can see, look, your baubles, you've got your bows, you've got your lights that you can add in, you've got your smaller reindeer there down the bottom with the smaller sleigh, you've got them in a larger size as well, plus the presents. You've got the bow. The bow as well comes with, you've got a large bow, 2 smaller bows, and you get that in 3 different colorways. And the tree, you actually get 4 different colorways for that tree as well. So you've got lots of different ways to mix and match that up. So let me grab another demo. Now this one, I am going to use that card shape, but I'm actually just going to use the matte layers. I'm using it almost like a panel or a frame. I'm not actually using it as the card base at all. So I've got my card, and I've got one of the perfect papers, and this is actually one of the free background papers that you can download with the collection. So we're going to use them together. So let's pop this on there. And then we'll pop this one on there as well. So I've got that lovely frame with my background paper there. And then the card base, I've just cut out the matte layers and I'm using it as a frame. So I'm going to pop this in the center of that card and use it just as a frame away from the actual card shape itself. So let's pop this on there and grab another foam tape. And then we can add this in. So pop some foam tape on there and raise this up from that back panel. And then we can pop, there you go. Then we can pop that there. And then, so this background paper that I've cut out, I also cut out the next mat. And I don't know if you can you see the pattern in this is almost like a water brushed effect, but you can just make out like the tree and the little robin. So I've cut that so when you pop that there, and then you can see him look in there, which I just thought looked absolutely adorable. So that was definitely going in like that. okay, so we've had a message of Judy asking when the seasonal sentiments dies, we're going to be back in stock, which were these three. So the one that I just used in the last demo. So you get the DL, the circle, and the square. They have just been loaded onto the website. So if you want to jump over and have a look at the set, you do get all three in the set. They have just been loaded onto the website for you. So you jump over and have a look. You can just type in seasonal sentiment dies and they will come up. Or you can type in 250 609 and that will bring you the item up for you. Right, now I'm just going to use my clean and simple foam tape for this to get down the edges of this frame. Now when I was saying about the Christmas collection, Wondrous Tidings, and I said about there's elements in there that you will use all year round. This is one of the elements that I was on about. So this frame, it is a card base, so like kind of like this one. So it's been designed to have the tree at the bottom, so it stands up like this. So you can have it like that, and the tree will stand up. So you can see there, that is what that will look like, okay? Now you don't have to have it like that. You can have it like, there's so many different ways of actually using this, okay? But one of the things I really like about this, when you look at the actual pattern in this frame, there aren't any berries in it, there's no Christmas elements in the design of this frame. So I look at this as just a frame or a card base, a card shape that I can use all year round. Now, if I turn that around now, the pattern is just a ornate swirl pattern. There's nothing in there that screams that's from a Christmas collection. It works perfectly with your Christmas. Your Christmas. that was because of you earlier. Do you know, like when somebody says a word wrong and they say it wrong so many times that you can't say the word right anymore? I'm blaming Bunny. Yeah, so you will absolutely use this all year round. Use it with your Christmas collections, but use it with other collections as well that aren't Christmassy, because they will work with everything. So if I pop that on there now, I've used the purple that is from Wondrous Tidings, and I've used one of the free background papers, but I could absolutely stick some flowers on there with congratulations or new baby, happy wedding anniversary, happy birthday, absolutely anything that would work for. So you can absolutely use that frame all year round. Now I've got a couple of different elements that I'm going to bring into this. So I've got the church to start off with. Now I'm going to pop this. I'm going to have to cut it. Should have done this before I put the foam in. Just cut that down a bit. Let's see. Can I pull that off? Let's pop that in. Oh, let's put some glue on it, make sure it sticks. Right, so we're going to put this on there. So that's just going to be there on the bottom of our card coming up. Let's put a bit of glue behind that to support it. Pop that there. Right, so I've got my church in there. So now I'm going to build up the scene around that. So I've got my people coming in. Now look at the artwork that you have got on there. They are so incredibly detailed. You've got the light coming in on them. How amazing do they look? Honestly, the detail cut lines in there, considering how small that is, to get that much detail in the die and the artwork, it looks absolutely incredible. So we're going to add these in. Now before I add them in, I want to add some of my foliage in first. So we're going to add some of this in. Now this is the one that I used just now. This is now obviously the frosted look to this one. So it works really well. I love the fact that you get these in 3 different colours, because it doesn't matter what type of card, if you're going for a more contemporary Christmas card or a traditional looking Christmas card, you have got the foliage in there that will work, and you've got them in different elements as well. So you've got the larger one, the corner one, and that smaller one as well. You could even build up into like a wreath if you were doing like home decor or anything like that. You could build that in as well. Now I'm going to pop this one up there, I think. Or do I leave it off? I don't know what I'm going to do. Right, let's see. Right, did we glue that in? Yes, we did. So let's add these in. Now the lovely thing with this is you can actually make these a bit more personal to who you're giving them to. So like if you were making it for, you know, maybe a family of 3, you could just add those on. Or if you were making it for like a couple, you could just add them 2 on. So you could easily just snip into these and add different ones in, or even change the layout of them as well if you want them in different heights. You can absolutely do that. So I'm going to add that one in there like that, and then let's add him. Add him there as well. There you go. So I've got them a bit closer together now. So you've got them there as if they're walking in to church. And then I've got my sentiment. Now the sentiment does come in. I feel like I do need to add that in just to balance it out a bit. Yes, I'm going to add it in. Oh, Judy has messaged in saying thank you. She's placed her order. That was for the sentimental frames. Oh, that's so exciting. And are you going to be making a Christmas card when they arrive? Or are you putting them away ready for later on in the year? That's the question that me and Bunny would like to know. That's what we've been asking. Is everybody Christmas crafting, or is it they're there ready for further down the line? Do we add him in? What do we think? I tell you what, somebody message in. Do we put him in bottom left corner, right corner, or do we leave him off? I'll stick the sentiment on and add some decoupage in, and somebody can message in and say what they think we should do with him. Right, so I've got the Merry Christmas. Now this does come in the collection as well, so this comes in as part of this frame, the card shape, so you will get the Merry Christmas sentiment in there as well. So I've cut that out in the same perfect papers that we've got there in the background. So I'm just going to pop up. pop that on there. And then I'm going to add this. So add a big blob that side and a little one the other side, because that's there like that. And then we can add some decoupage there just to bring that in. And then, oh, I don't want to add any more decoupage until, what should we do with them? I don't know if we should leave him off. I don't know, or do we put him there? Bunny is brought in here. Should we go there? We'll go there. Let's add him in. And so lift that up, pop that there like that. And then let's add in some of these pine cones. We can just add in to just build the texture up on these. Bunny. Hang on, I just had a message. So we've had a message off Aubrey saying, believe it or not, Laura, I'm making Christmas orders already to go to Australia. This set is beautifully made. Made quite a few now. So people are in their Christmas crafting already. That is very odd. But oh my gosh, to send to Australia though, that must take a while, I imagine. Wouldn't it take a while to get there? I'd have thought that would have taken... That's not going to be next day delivery, is it? Oh, wow. Oh, that's exciting though, isn't it? Knowing that you're sending them in the post to the other side of the world. Oh, thank you for your message, Aubrey. That's amazing. Right, I've just added one more little spray in there. And then we've got our cat. Oh, I just love the little rock. I love this collection. I think it is such a lovely collection. It's so easy to work with. Everything just flows together. There's no trying to think of, oh, where do I put this in? Does this work? It just flows so lovely. Oh, Aubrey just messaged us back saying that she posts them all in a shoebox. Well, to be fair, yeah, because I can imagine by the time they go on a plane or on a boat and actually get there, you want to know that they're going to get there safe, don't you? That's amazing. Ah, that's nice though, isn't it, to think one of your cards is literally going the other side of the world for somebody, which is amazing. And I wonder if they actually know about like Carnation Crafts, or do they open it and think, how has she made all of them? Yeah, it's just a magic secret. I always think that though, because because my nan got me into card making. So she didn't do any card making. She just got me into it. So I was very arty in school. Like I loved drawing and anything to do with art and craft. I was in. And then obviously I went to college, went to uni, and I didn't really do anything arty or crafty at all. So then my nan took me to a craft shop because she'd seen on shopping channels card making and was like, oh, I think you'd be good at this, you should try card making. So when she took me to the shop, she bought me a lot of card making stuff. So then the first card I ever made was a thank you card, because, you know, you just wanted to make a card on it. So I made it a thank you card for getting me this crafty, all this card making stuff. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's mad how, like, things change and how you can bring different things in, and just, yeah, to be sending your cards like that to Australia, it was amazing. And what made me think about that, because every time I would make a card for her, or if she asked me, can you make me a birthday card, you know, and she might have said to me, like, can you make me a Christmas card with a church on? And if I gave her this, because she didn't know anything about crafting, she would look at this card and just be amazed because she didn't understand how I'd made it myself. Like, she'd look at the robin and be, but, you know, have you sat there colouring these in? How have you cut these out with scissors? It's, every time I would give her a card, she'd look at it and be like, how have you done this? And I feel like sometimes we forget as crafters, because obviously we know about dyes, don't we, and things like that. That wow effect when somebody looks at something for the first time as well. It is. It's our crafty magic that nobody else is allowed to know about. Only us card makers, and that's it. Oh, a Mark has just been in to let us know that actually we have got a lot of customers in Australia that actually order from us here in the UK. So big hello. I was going to say hello. They would not be watching now. What time? Yeah, isn't it like a 24-hour, almost like a 24-hour difference? So yeah, they would be fun. But if you're watching later on in the day, a big shout out to all of our, oh, so Bunny just had a look, and apparently it's 10 to 10 in the evening there, so they might be watching. So a big shout out if you are in Australia watching our show. We are very happy to have you here. Right, shall we do another card or show how the tree comes together? What would you like to do? A tree. Bonnie wants to do a tree. Let's do a tree. Yeah, and especially if you maybe did miss one of the shows, or let's do a tree. Right, so the card-shaped die that you get in Wondrous Tidings, so the one that I just used with that frame, you get the tree in it, okay? So it's like a two-part. You get two large dies in there. You've got the tree and the frame. Now the tree will look like this when it comes together. Now, one of the things I was saying in the show is you could absolutely use these for like home decor. Do you know, if you have like one of those little village scenes, you could absolutely use this because it comes with a stand, so it will stand alone, or obviously you can pop it into the card shape. So when you cut these out, you've got the tree base and you have the stand, okay? So they've got slits in them all ready for you. You can see them. So all you're going to do is pop one into the other. Like that. And you've got your tree. As complicated as that. You've got your tree. Now, you have 4 different colorways with the tree itself. Okay, so you've got, I was saying, you've got almost like a forest green. Then you've got your one with lights on, which is the one I'm going to use now. So can you see they've got like little tiny lights in, so it looks as if it's got fairy lights in there, which I just think looks amazing. Then you've got your frosted one, which has got white in it, so it looks like a you know, a tree that's just got snow on it. And then you also get one with gold in, so it looks like it's got gold built into the tree. So you've got 4 different colorways just in the tree. And then the decorations that go with the tree, so like the baubles, the bells, the bows, these, you get 3 different colorways in them as well. So you've got different elements there to build up your tree. Okay, so we're going to do the tree now. So to start off with, you're going to cut these out. Now these go down in increments in size, so you can see there. So obviously we're going to go to the bottom, so you're going to start with the biggest one first. Okay, so can you see the hole in that? Almost looks like a little key. So you've got that key in the center. Now that's the same for everyone. And then if I just turn this a bit so you can see, you've got little notches on the tree stem as well. So what you're going to do is pop that on there. So you're going to pop that on, push that down until you get to the very, very bottom. Then once you get to the bottom, you're just going to twist, and then that is in place. So that's now locked into place. Okay, now the other thing I was saying that I would do is, if I was doing this for like a home deco project, so you know, if you had like a little village or something, what I would do is where the line is, so you can see it there, look, where the line is, where you're going to meet, I would pop a blob of like hot glue on there and then just push it down so it kind of lands on top of the hot glue, and turn it, and then that hot glue is going to just keep that there in place. And then if you build it up and you add more and more in, it's going to be like that one then, because like when you feel that, like it's not going to move, you know. And that one's been done with hot glue, and it's got hot glue there holding the tiny lights in there as well. So that is just another way of doing it. If you are going to do them to post, I absolutely love this idea. But if you were going to do them to post, you can just build the tree up like I've just showed you. So just keep building the tree up, and then it will still fold flat because you're not gluing these branches in place. It will just fold completely flat. So you can just keep building this up. And just keep adding these in. Who was that from? Oh, so Judy has messaged in again to let us know that today she has ordered Wondrous Tidings. She has ordered the winter collar card set that we had on earlier, and she has now ordered the seasonal sentiments as well. So when her amazing parcel turns up, she is going to start her Christmas cards early for once. I mean, that is a lovely parcel that is going to come, isn't it? And it'll probably be there tomorrow as well. That's amazing. Right, just turn this last one on there. Right, so what you can do now is this will pop into the base. So like the one I showed you, that will pop into the base like that. So you can have them like this, where they stand up like that, and it will fold flat. So if I'll just bend it. So if I bend that base, now if I pop that down, it goes completely flat. Okay, Now, one of the things I absolutely love about this, and I didn't think about it until I was actually demoing them, so I didn't actually get to do it, but if you imagine with me now, guys, we've got a card here, and you pop the actual tree flat onto the card, so you've got all of that texture coming out, so that's your tree. Look at it. So that could be the tree that's actually on your card. So then you could put, like, you could put the presents, you know, you could pop them there, pop that there. Yes. And just build that up so it's a flat tree that you can just build them around, and then you could have the Father Christmas stood for here, and then you've got that tree. Honestly, I feel like you could pop that onto a card like this and just have Merry Christmas on the top, and that looks absolutely stunning. Just like that, with the tree and with some presents underneath. Or, you know, you could go in and add in the Father, oh, you could put the Father Christmas behind the tree, like he's just delivered the presents and now he's sneaking off. You could add in so much more as well. It looks so amazing like this when it's down flat. But if you do pop them into the card shape, so like that one that I just showed you, you can see that will fold flat, even with the baubles and the lights on, but then you can obviously lift that up and you can have that like that, which just looks amazing. Or obviously do them, I feel like a lot of people are going to use them as home decor because I just think they look absolutely amazing. And where else, I don't think I have ever seen a die that can make something like that, a 3D tree that looks that incredibly detailed. I can guarantee you, if I had that in my house, most of my friends would think I've bought that in a shop. They would ask me, where have you got that from? And you can just keep using them, keep making more if you want to. You can just mix and match those. Oh, do you know what I just thought? You could cut those out in black and make like Halloween looking trees. Yeah, you could put the little ghost next to him, put the werewolf there, put other things down the bottom, and you can mix and match those up. It's amazing. All the time I say about Christmas, and now I'm talking about Christmas, I'm talking about Halloween. But there we go. Right, I don't know what we're doing, Bunny. You've completely gone, and I've turned you off and on, but you're not coming back on. So I'm going to show you some samples on the overhead while we do that. Oh, you've come back. Well, we just go through these so you can see some. Yes, nope, you've got it. Bunny's literally just come in to fix it for me. It came back and now, wait there, let me turn you off again. I'll just go through some more of these and then we're coming to the end of the show. One more. And then we got another one there. So lovely. But all of those samples I've showed you the design team made, they did make them using the Wondrous Tidings Collection. You can see some more of the design team samples there. If you do want to go over to the website, you've got the QR code and the item number there, or you can type in Wondrous Tidings. We've also got our sentimental frames back in stock as well. So if you want to go and check them out, if you missed them in the first show, they will be there for you too. That does bring us to the end of our craft along. We are going to be back at 2 with the winter collar card shape. So if you missed that earlier, it was extremely popular. When we finished the first show this morning, we were at 50% of the stock has gone. So don't miss that if you missed it this morning. Grab a cup of tea and we will see you back here in an hour. Bye.